All right, my 5-step ad creation method. You guys, seriously, by the end of this video, you're going to be writing ads and it's going to be awesome. So I hope you're excited. Before we jump into that, I want to do a quick summary recap. The things that we know we should not be doing. All right, in the first two videos, we went through why cheap leads suck. We want to stay away from generic. We also learned how to actually read an ad, how our psychology, how our brains see an ad. Now we're going to map out the process of creating an ad that will just crush it, right? There is one little secret, and it's going to seem simple. So please, please, please do not let something simple and just easy to do not feel like the ad explosion secret it is, because I'm telling you, if you want high ROI producing ad campaigns, you will do it. So let's jump right into it. So the first step, whenever we write an ad, we always, we want to envision who is going to be reading this ad, the target audience. Who are they? Okay. Who are we writing to? What do they know right now? What are they aware of? And what is their voice? Now, we want to make ads feel like people are being spoken to. You don't want it super technical, robotic, whatever. You want to dumb it down. Use like a 5th grade reading level. That's pretty much where you want to be. And they have tools for that. You can also prompt AI and say, don't write above a 5th grade level if you want to do that. And understand, once again, generic ads are going to get generic results. It doesn't work. Now, Eugene Schwartz, one of the best copywriters to ever do it, he said, you can't create desire. You can only channel it. I'll say that one more time. You cannot create desire. You can only channel it. If you don't know who you're writing the ad to, how on earth can you ever channel any kind of desire? This is why you must niche down. This is why going broad and generic just does not work. Now, I've given you a quick little prompt, and you guys can take a screenshot of this, dump it into ChatGPT, and it will help you identify your target market. So roll, you are a direct response marketing strategist. Context. I need to identify the audience before writing my ad copy. Task, write a paragraph describing my target audience and avatar, who they are, what they want, what frustrates them, and their current state of awareness. Are they unaware, problem aware, solution aware, most aware? Ask me any clarifying questions so you can complete this task at a high level. So that's step number one. We don't do anything until we know who they are. Then, once we know who they are, we can start thinking about, okay, well, what are we directing them to? What is the attraction offer in this case? We want to know where we're sending them. Is it a landing page? Is it a lead form? And when they get to that destination, what are they going to get? Right? Without an offer, your ad is just awareness, which, if you want to do some branding, we've got stuff over at UpHex that's just for branding, and that's cool. You might warm up a local area, a local market with branding. But when we're talking about making money and ROI, it needs an offer. Now, I use two styles. The two styles that I use are self-discovery offers, which are tests, quizzes, things like that, where when the person goes through the process, something is revealed that they discover about themselves. All right. Or two, I like to call it a test drive offer, which is a mini experience, a part of your solution. If you want to think about it, when I was working with chiropractors, we would give them their first session for a discounted amount, whatever the case may be. And you can do research on this and find out what a good trial offer. Now, we've got another fun little prompt. You are a Facebook ads offer strategist. I'm preparing a Facebook ad campaign and need a clear trial or discovery offer. Task, generate 3 offer options, at least 1 self-discovery, quiz, audit, creator, and 1 test drive, trial, demo, workshop. For them, as a get the result they want without the risk of the effort. All right, clarifying question, ask me any question you need to complete this task at a high level. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, this is where the real work, we've done a lot of work so far, but right now is when we start thinking about, okay, we know who we're talking to, we know what they're going to get. Now we just need the first domino. What is the first domino? It is the visual element. Now, I personally always start out with an image. I don't start out with a video. Why? It's easier to come up with an image. You can do that really quickly. And once you know the angle, the thing that's going to attract their attention, you have the hook, Now you can convert that into a video. It's a lot faster. It's smarter. All right. Here, you want to make sure that, again, we don't fall out of our perfect formula right now and put in some stupid generic picture. We don't want to do that. That's going to get ignored. We want proof visuals, instant credibility. And when I say proof visuals, a lot of times that means something that has a demonstrative quality. Either you can demonstrate it, you can show it happening. This is very catchy today. So demonstrative ads are really important. So here's a prompt. You're a creative director for direct response ads. I need a scroll stopping visual that matches my offer. Task, suggest 3 creative ideas, image first, that dramatize either the problem, the desired outcome, or use social proof. Clarifying questions, ask me any questions to complete this task at a high level. Now, when it comes down to it, most of the ads that you're going to use, okay, so we've got the proof, we have the audience, we know all this kind of stuff, we know what the offer is. Now it's like, well, how do you assemble the story in a way to where the person is going to want to click? They're going to feel compelled to click. Well, the most successful, and we could talk about so many different ad frameworks, but this one, the PAS, problem, agitate, solution, this is the one that's going to be more relatable. When you start off, I'll just give you a little tip. If you ever write an ad and the first thing you do is promise a big outcome, like I guarantee you this, whatever, immediately people are going to doubt and they're going to think you're a scam. What do you do instead? Well, if you call out their pain and then you demonstrate that you understand it, you become relatable. Your ad is relatable. It says, you understand me. You've been here. Somehow you know about my situation so clearly and so specifically that you're talking about it in a really great way. This right here is how you call out the audience and you relate to them. The problem, agitate, solution framework. You're a copywriter specializing in PAS. I need to turn my offer into ad copy that grabs attention and builds belief. Task, write ad copy using the PAS framework, then highlight the unique mechanism that proves why this solution works differently. Ask me any clarifying questions you need to complete this task at a high level. All right, those are the 4 steps. The PAS is the copywriting formula that you should default to. Now, here is the final step. And I told you it was simple, but I'm promising you, this is where this is where the amateurs and the pros separate themselves. Most amateurs sit and they create an ad, they put it up. If it doesn't work right out of the gate, boom, they're done. This secret right here is what's going to create all of your ROI. And it is editing. Editing is what really makes the difference. And there's a couple of really easy things you can do to edit. And now with AI, it's so easy, you guys, it's crazy. So number one, you want to ensure you have clarity. You want to ensure that you have the right emotion. Okay. And you want to make sure you're connecting with the right audience. So the magic in editing really, this is going to sound crazy, it comes from reading your ad out loud. That's the craziest part. You can read the ad out loud. And if you're tripping over it in your mind, if you're tripping over it in your words, you will also, or the person reading it will also trip over it in their mind as they read it. That one little trick will keep somebody reading the ad, and they'll read one line and then they'll read the next. And by the time they've read the 5th line, they're reading the whole thing. This is why editing is so important. So when an ad sounds robotic or has a weak opening, that's a big one. If it lacks any kind of clarity, if it stops making sense, like if the ideas don't flow and build upon the next, it's because there's little editing going on. And editing is so easy. You read it out loud. Just like I said, if you trip on it, so will the reader. You make sure that it's actually hitting them in the gut. And what I mean by that, are you talking about surface level things? Or are you getting down and talking about the way that your ads relate to them and the way it connects, right? If it doesn't connect emotionally, you're not going to connect financially. Or in other words, you're not going to make ROI on your ads. I hate to say this. People say people make their buying decision based on an emotion and then they justify it with logic. And it's probably something like a 90-10. 90% of it is emotion. And then 10% of it is logic. You got to make sure that you connect emotionally. What is the actual emotion that that person is feeling? Again, this is why we focus on a specific niche. And then once you're done with that, we kill any weak openings. The headline and the first line, that's where all your money is going to get made. And so what I do is once I write the ad, I go through steps 1 through 4. I read it out loud. Once I've done that, then I go in and I prompt the AI. I say, hey, if you were to write this entire ad in one sentence, what would that sentence say? And a lot of times that sentence that it creates is good enough to be my first sentence in my ad. All right. Now I want you to actually try this. I want you to either open your phone, go through an ad until you find an ad and actually read it out loud, or you can go into the UpHex ads library. You can read an ad out loud and you can see what this is like, what it feels like to read a good ad versus a bad ad. And in the community, you'll find that we post ads and ad copy. And so you can read those out loud, or also join us on a Tuesday class where I do a live workshop almost every Tuesday, depending on travel and whatever else, where I do a live workshop and walk you through this process. UpHex has a library of proven ads that you can use, but every single week I walk you through how to write ads. So 1, you can have the skill, and 2, you can apply those skills to the ads in our library. By the way, you don't want to use the same exact ads that everybody else is using. That would be silly. You want to take those ads and then take them through this process. That way they become your own. So a quick recap on how ads work. First, you identify the who. Get rid of those generic results. Second, you want to identify what they're getting. What is the attraction offer? Why are they going to take action? Number 3, you assemble your creative. Number 4, you use the PAS. And number 5, the most important of all, you make sure that you go through the editing process and you make sure that those ads sound well written. Now, how do you know if the ad is any good? This is an important question. You don't want to just waste money. You don't want to blow money on an ad that you think is good, but in fact, isn't quite there yet. Well, remember that case study? The case study that we had revealed a couple of really important things. 1, we knew that cheap ads, like the high metrics and the low cost, we knew that that was out. That was not going to work. We couldn't run a business that way anymore because lead volume sounds great, but if it's not converting into money, you're not going to get those customers to be raving fans and to stay for a long time. All right. So this case study revealed to us a formula that we call the qualified leads formula. But before I give that to you, you have to understand, again, we do have a published case study. I've done this for over a decade. Our software UpHex generates over 8,000 leads per day, depending on when you're watching this. That's what it is now. Our average lead cost is $12. Now, across all of the niches and everybody that uses UpHex, that's pretty good. Here's my point. I know what I'm talking about. So when I show you this formula, my hope is that you would take it at face value enough to where you would actually take action and not overthink it. Is that fair? I hope that's fair enough. I don't want you to think that you can't run ads because we're not there watching over your shoulder to help you do that, which, by the way, we do help people do that in our MVP program, if you're interested. Okay. But here is the formula that you need to know. We call it the metrics that matter. This is the qualified leads formula. And I'm going to tell you what each one of these metrics actually means. A 2% click-through rate all. What does that mean? That means that your creative, the ad, image or video, is effective. It is working. It is gathering the right amount of people. Okay. Now, there's so many niches. Does this mean that this is the same for every single niche? In some cases, yes. And in some cases, no. But it definitely serves as a bottom benchmark, a baseline. If you're not getting this, make sure that you tweak whatever metric is off until it's fixed. So 2% click-through rate all. if you're not getting a 2% click-through rate, this is the first metric, because remember, from the anatomy of an ad, what's the first thing they see? It's the creative. So if you're not hitting that 2% click-through rate, then make sure that you roll in a new creative. So that's number one. Number two, a link click-through rate of 1%. What does that mean? Well, by the way, the link click-through rate, that's either there's an actual hyperlink, a URL in the ad copy that when they expand the ad copy to read the ad, they click on that. Or primarily what it means is they, at the bottom of the ad where it says learn more or download now, whatever that call to action is, they're clicking on that button. Okay. If they do that, they're saying, hey, I want to know more. So 2%, you got the right person to stop. 1%, you filtered out enough, like you filtered out half of those people. Now they're going to click on the link. And then we want a 10% minimum conversion rate. If it's below that, we need to fix, we need to get clear on what our offer actually is. Maybe our attraction offer isn't good enough. Maybe it's not congruent, or in other words, it doesn't make sense to them. It's like, well, why would they be offering me this? This makes no sense for a chiropractic clinic or for a real estate agent, whatever, right? A 10% conversion rate is our baseline. Now we want to be closer to 20%. Okay. Now there is a little caveat. Above 20% is okay, but be careful. Some niches, if you go too high above that, you could be in the Groupon offer category. And Groupon means that your offer could be positioned as a cheap offer. And that type of conversion doesn't necessarily bode well for long-term lead generation. So you want to watch if the conversion rate is too high, just be careful. All right. And at the end of the day, everything is practice makes perfect. Now, I have created this fancy little tool that will actually write. It follows this entire framework that we just went through. It writes it for you. Well, why didn't you lead with that, Sam? Well, you need to know the process first. You need to know what I just walked you through. You need to also understand that when this tool writes you an ad, you still have to edit the ad. So that last step, that fifth step, is really important. And too many people would skip over it. So the next module in this program is going to give you this Write Ads Like Sam tool, and you can put it through its paces. Now, here's something else. This is gift number one, is the Write Ads Like Sam. Gift number two is that we have over 200 ad templates that are ready to go. Now, I would say you're going to take those ad templates and you're going to go through and you're going to take them through the same editing process that we have done in this framework that I've just given you. Why? Well, because you don't want the same ads as everybody else. Everybody that uses UpHex, there's lots of people using UpHex, they have access to the same ad template. So you want yours to be yours. You want actual intellectual property for your business, don't you? Well, if that's the case, then you use this as a starting point and you recreate it. You can use the Write Ads Like Sam GPT to recreate it, use the same offer, rewrite it, come up with some new ad creative, which, by the way, UpHex has AI tools that can create new ad creative for you as well. Or come to the Write Awesome Ads workshop, and we'll do it together. All right. You can get 14 days of UpHex for free, and you're off to the races. So again, in the next video, I'm going to walk you through how to use the GPT. It's super easy, and how you can start writing ads right away.